What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a review I'm going to do. It's going to be of the Xbox One controller. Yes, I did get it finally. It was about, I guess it was like 4 days ago. So yeah, definitely I will be uploading some FIFA content eventually on Next Gen because I'm really enjoying FIFA on Next Gen right now. It is pretty similar, but the graphics are much better, and the gameplay is a little different. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. At first look, the first thing you're probably going to notice is the D-pad has been fixed. Personally, I never really had a problem with the Xbox 360 D-pad. I know a lot of people did not like it because it was more of like a disc, and this one's more just an actual D-pad, and it does click, as you can hear right there. Which it did not click on the Xbox 360 controller. And with the joysticks, or the analog sticks, I don't know if you can see it, it has a little bit of a tread around it, just kind of like a tire tread. It adds a little bit more to the grip, so it's harder to fall off, and it has a little bit of a dimple in the middle right there for increased. I don't know if it really helps you stay on at all. Maybe it's just kind of for looks or comfort. I don't really know. You honestly can't even tell that much whenever you're right there that there's even a little dimple right there. But they got rid of the start and select, and instead they have menu button, and I don't remember what they call that. Honestly, I haven't pressed that one time yet, so it's not really a big factor in any games or anything. But they did move the Xbox home button up here, which did take a little bit of time getting used to. Whenever I first got it, I did press there a lot whenever I was trying to look at what friends are online and stuff like that. So, I mean, at this point, I would say I'm used to it by now. But it is a little bit of an inconvenience at first, but it's something you would definitely get used to pretty fast. And another thing, you can actually feel... it's just like one round button. It's not really that high above like the 360 was. It was kind of domed, the 360 one was. But this one's just kind of one button, and a light, like an LED light, shines through it whenever it's powered on. So they changed the look of the A, B, X, and Y buttons. Usually on the 360, it's, for example, the X would have a blue background, and then it would just say X. But now it's just all black backgrounds and the color of the button for the letters. So, you know, I think they're a little bit closer together. I can't really tell. Pretty much the same since the first Xbox and for every other console, really. It's just the normal face buttons right there. And now on the top, it does look a little different. The triggers at first do look a lot bigger, and the bumpers as well do look a little bit bigger. Yeah, and there's a sync button right there, and that's for the Play and Charge kit. I don't have one, and it does not come with the actual controller. You have to purchase it separately for, I believe it's $25. And on the back here, they got rid of the big bulky battery pack, which does make it a little bit of a lighter controller. I never really had a problem with the weight of the 360 controller. I personally like a little bit of a heavier controller, but the battery pack did seem to get in the way, because the way I hold the controller is like that, and whenever I hold it like that, it would keep on rubbing up against it, and my knuckle would get a little bit irritated after a while. Again, it's not really a big deal. It's just one of those things that kind of inconvenience the comfort of the controller. Because you guys know I'm a big FIFA player, and this is how I usually hold my controller, and the bumpers are shaped so your fingers is perfectly curved around it, which is great, but I use the end of my index finger to press the LB button and RB button. LB is to switch players in FIFA. Or is it RB? Yeah, it's LB. Anyhow, yeah, it's a little bit harder to press up here. It's actually like really hard to press whenever it's up here. So you kind of have to aim it down, which is a little bit difficult because sometimes whenever I first started playing with this controller, I would try to change players, but instead I would not click it and nothing would happen. So you kind of have to position it. Either you click it with that down there, or you just move your finger like that, which again kind of excludes some comfort for this controller. But overall, it's really not a big deal. It's just something that hopefully maybe a newer controller in a year or so will come out with and kind of fix that. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has that problem or not, but on the reverse side of things, the trigger buttons are very, very easy to press, and they're very big as well. They kind of just curve around, very big. You can't miss them, and they're good as always. Something that actually interested me at first, whenever I first heard about this controller, I knew they had the motors in them. That was Microsoft's big thing. They were all about the motors. They said that it really immerses you into the game. But I really have not even noticed them yet. I have Dead Rising 3 and FIFA at this point. FIFA does not utilize them at all. Dead Rising 3, only time that I've noticed them is whenever you have like 5 bullets left in a gun or something like that. Then it starts to rumble a little bit. But I heard Forza takes advantage of that a lot better. So I'll have to try something like that later on, because at this point, the motors are kind of pointless. But I'm sure in the future a lot more games will take care of that. As far as rating, I would probably give this controller a 9 out of 10. Just for the couple of reasons that I was talking about. The bumpers are a little annoying. But other than that, it's really not a big deal. And with the home button, the movement of it, it's not a big deal. I know that people will not care about that, but it's just something you'll have to get used to, along with the whole controller. The joysticks do feel a little smaller as well, but that's something you just get used to. So that's going to wrap up this review, and I will have a comparison with the Xbox 360 controller up in probably a couple minutes after this. So thanks for watching.